Hi guys, I'm Liana and I'm back with the Challenger Learning Center for another weekend kitchen chemistry video for you guys. This week we are going to be using food items to dye some clothing. So stay tuned for that. Super excited and I hope you guys enjoy. Hi guys, so I've gone ahead and done the first couple steps, but I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you guys what you need to do. So here I've got some socks because that's what I'm going to be dyeing today. You can choose whatever article of clothing that you would like. That could be a t-shirt or pillowcases, anything like that. I do have one recommendation with the fabric type though. You want to make sure that it is something that is more natural, so cotton or silk, things of that nature are going to work better than polyester blends and things like that. Hi guys, so for this experiment I used 4 ingredients. I have in this pot here boiling, I have spinach, and in this pot here boiling I have red cabbage. Both of those I chopped up. I'm also going to be adding in salt into our water and vegetable mixtures because that will help the dye adhere to the clothing. So I'm just going to add that in, mix it up, and I'm going to leave this to boil for about an hour, simmer for about an hour. So right now I'm just getting them up to a boil. Our spinach is going to make a green color and our red cabbage is going to make a purple color for our dyes. Alright guys, so I've got my socks here that have been soaked and they are nice and wet. I went ahead and wrung them out so there's not too much water, but they're damp. And what I'm going to do is I am going to basically prepare our socks to be dunked into our dye mixture. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to take the pairs. I've got 2 pairs here and I'm just going to roll them up. And then I don't have any rubber bands, so I'm using hair ties. You can use hair ties as well or rubber bands if you've got them. Either way should work fine. And I'm just going to place 3 hair ties in like a this sort of pattern. So just like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same with this sock. So our next step is to go ahead and soak these sock balls that we've made or whatever you used, and we're going to just drop them into our things here and we're going to soak them for at least an hour. I'm going to give it some more time, a couple hours, because the longer you soak it, the better it will last, the longer it will stay, and I want to make sure that these stick. So make sure that they're completely covered. You can go ahead and rotate them every once in a while if you need to. Anything like that will work. Alright guys, so I went ahead and let these sit overnight, and I'm going to go ahead and open them up and rinse them out, and I will show you guys the final results. So now it's time to show you guys our final products. Here is the ones that I used with red cabbage. They came out a nice purple color. And then here are the ones that I used with spinach. Those came out green. I don't know that I necessarily like the shade of green, but that's okay. Experiment with it, play around with things. Maybe you can mix some colors together to get your own. I also want to share with you some of the different food items that you can use to achieve different food colors. So for purple, we used red cabbage. For pink, you can use beets. For a peachish color, you can use avocado skins and the pits as well. For a orangish color, you can use yellow onion skins. However, you do have to use the skins, so you have to collect a lot of those for that. For a yellow color, you can use ground turmeric. For a green color like we used, you can use spinach, and for a blue color, you can use black beans. There are many other colors that you can use using other food items as well. But those are just some of the ones that I wanted to share with you guys that I think would be fun to try out. Alright guys, so Ajax and I here are signing off for today. We hope to see you next time for more weekend kitchen chemistry.